Today on LNN, we have an exclusive interview with U.S. Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh. He'll share how the laborers have a special place in his past and his thoughts for the future. But first, the Tennessee Valley Authority, better known as the TVA, was created by President Roosevelt as part of the New Deal in the 1930s. Now in 2022, it's still a critical part of our nation's electrical infrastructure. The TVA is located in the heart of the Ohio Valley and Southern States region. Recently, the TVA held its annual meeting in Nashville, and LiUNA was a part of the event. The TVA continues to be a major electrical supplier for Tennessee and 6 surrounding states. LiUNA General President Terry O'Sullivan spoke to LNN about the partnership between LiUNA and the TVA.
This relationship goes back to 1933. We didn't have many relationships, if any relationships, like the TVA relationship, where they've been honest brokers, they have been great partners, and the relationship is second to none. And to me, that's what the strength of labor management cooperation is. Instead of just banging on tables, we work across the table with our management partners, with organizations like TVA, to create good paying jobs and good middle-class way of life.
General President O'Sullivan shared with us that the TVA relationship continues strong, having originated almost 90 years ago.
The TVA relationship is probably the most important and the longest-standing partnership that we've had in our 119-year history.
Another highlight of the TVA event was LiUNA member Kimberly Adcock being awarded Apprentice of the Year. Kimberly is a member of Local 818 in Knoxville, Tennessee, and says the training she received from the laborers has made her safety conscious on and off the job.
They push it on us hard, which is good. A lot of people are like, oh, safety, but I take that home with me, or I use it around my kids.
U.S. Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh, has a strong connection to working families. A native of the Boston area, son of immigrant parents, and a survivor of leukemia, he was appointed to office in 2021. He spoke to us about how building relationships is the key to life in the construction industry.
People talk about labor management all the time, but that relationship between labor and management, LiUNA and labor and management is so key to moving forward. And I've had the chance to have a front row seat watching it for a long time and seeing the importance of it. It helped basically help me understand how I get to where I get to as a Secretary of Labor and understand the importance of relationships. And LiUNA is really the epitome of relationships. When you think about LiUNA and who they represent and what they represent, it's about dignity and respect and earning dignity and respect for workers and creating pathways into the middle class. It's no different than when my father came to this country in the 50s, or no differently when this union was founded 100 plus years ago, where they fought for workers' rights and fought for better wages and fought for opportunities. It really hasn't changed. And I think LiUNA brings a unique perspective to it because it's not just the laborers union, it's the laborers union plus the employers, and having those relationships, having those contractors, building those relationships, because this is a true partnership. Because if you have a contractor that is signed with the laborers union, is signed with LiUNA, then clearly their employees are happy and they're providing also for those families. So having those strong relationships, having those strong bonds really is what the future of the labor movement is as a whole.
Special thanks to U.S. Secretary of Labor Marty Walsh and LiUNA General President Terry O'Sullivan for taking the time to speak with us. You can keep up to date with breaking news and trends in the construction industry by subscribing to LNN's YouTube channel. For LNN, I'm Bethany Billy.